Well, hello everyone. It's just Nicole today here for Chamber Live. And this is a show where we get to spend a little bit of time with some of our members that have been members for a while and have been in like the Statesville area and just help to grow along with the chamber. So we like to take this time just to get to know some of these members a little deeper. So today we have Kevin Smith here with us from Doosan Bobcat, and we're really excited to have you here today with us. Do you want to give us a little bit of information and background about yourself and Doosan, or Doosan Bobcat as it is?
Thanks, Nicole, for having me on today. It's good to be with you. A little bit about myself. I've been here for seems like forever, right? But moved here in 1994 with Clark Equipment Company. That's why I moved here. And so been here in Statesville, love the area. It's been great raising a family here as well, and being involved and getting involved with the chamber and the school system and all the activities, in the local community. But it's been great. Doosan has actually purchased that property that Clark, it started with Clark Equipment Company, is in 2008 purchased that property to bring Bobcat back into, Statesville. What started as Clark Equipment Company with a transition with Ingersoll Rand and Dana Corporation that occupied that building for a while, came back around full circle. So it's CEC again with Doosan purchasing Bobcat from Ingersoll Rand. So it's great to be back kind of in that, in that family. Doosan's a fantastic company. And Bobcat, what a brand to be a part of. It's an exciting brand. A lot going on here in Statesville.
Yeah, you can see that with just as you come over, the beautiful new highway that we have, and you see all of the equipment and the product that you've got kind of sitting outside and the expansion. I mean, that's incredible. And just in the last couple of weeks, in the last couple of months, really, have you fully transitioned into a Bobcat branding there for some of the product, right?
Well, all the product, it's been a process, right? I came back in 2015, right, and it was portable power, right? The generators, the light towers, the compressors. But since then, right, we've been growing the product families within Bobcat, but also the product that we offer here in Statesville. And so there's been that separation in product between portable power and the traditional Bobcat product, but all that now is becoming one brand. So everything that we offer is, the Bobcat colors, the Bobcat brand, and really leaning into that brand, right? And really our thing is, providing the equipment that allows people to accomplish more. And so we're expanding those products, right, and being very innovative in what we're offering with our equipment, our attachments, and what people can do with it.
Right, because some of the products, you're not just producing something that a larger business would use or a construction. These are some products that individuals would purchase and use on their own property, right? Because you've got some smaller kind of really cool things.
We do. We have a range of product, right? And, light construction, Doosan has been in the heavy business as well. But in our groups, right, we have construction umbrella, we have a grounds maintenance equipment umbrella, and then industrial products. And under that is forklifts, right? Falls under that, industrial trucks, and our portable power, and then our stationary air. We have a stationary air product as well. So continuing to expand, right? And it's going to continue to grow. Our Scott Park, our CEO, is a global CEO, is been very aggressive in growing the business. And Mike Ballweber, our North American president, has been very supportive, right? And has a heart for Statesville as well, and growing Statesville. And we've got, that facility was 500,000 square feet just a couple of years ago.
Right.
It's over 1.1 million square feet under roof now. And used to be 90 acres, now it's 154 acres. So quite an expansion over the last couple of years, which has been exciting. It's been a sprint. It's exhausting at times, right, to try to keep up with the pace. But when you kind of pull out of the parking lot in the evenings and can see the the growth, the families that's been impacted, the community that's been impacted, I mean, that's what's exciting to me.
Yeah, I was going to say, so the manufacturing industry is constantly evolving, and so we see that also. What are some of the biggest trends you see impacting Doosan Bobcat, and the industry as a whole in the coming years? If you've already experienced, some quick growth, what are you attempting to meet in the next 5 or 10 years then?
That's a really good question, right? We didn't see COVID coming. I'm not even sure what the new normal is. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if any of us really do. But we'd like to think of ourselves as trendsetters, not followers, right? So, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, we have an innovation group, and they're constantly bringing new concepts to the market so that we can drive that. And again, with the mindset of how do we help people accomplish more? And so, whether it be an attachment, right, or a piece of equipment that does something better, more efficiently. And so there's constant innovation going on within the company, which is driving a lot of these new products, right? I mean, you just don't have to go back but so many years, a few years, and, we're just looking at a construction side like construction, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the whole grounds maintenance equipment side of the business is growing and taking off. The mowing, zero-turn mowers and the mowing division that we have under the grounds maintenance equipment was another example of that, and just the aggressive growth that Bobcat has had.
Yeah, I think if you continue to talk about zero turn and lawn and personal care, lawn care products like that, you'll really grow our listenership. So I think there's quite a few men that are interested in hearing about that.
Yeah, we like the white mowers.
The-
We like the
It
white
sounds they
mowers.
are.
Yeah.
One of the things, we know that you're really involved in the community. And so um, Doosan Bobcat is a major employer and plays a big role here in the community. Can you tell us some of the things, our programs or initiatives that are making a positive impact here? I know
Yes.
it's something you're passionate about. It's
Yeah.
got to be reflective of the company itself, too.
Yeah, well, I mean, first of all, I mean, there's great industry here. I mean, the partners that we have within the chamber, right, is, out of all the places I've lived, this has been far the best and the best involvement that I've seen out of local industry. And we just want to be a part of that, right? We want to leave it better than we found it. We want to be involved. Doosan is very gracious. Bobcat is very supportive. It's one of our pillars in social. Can we look at our ESG, right, and environmental and social governance, and the pillars that roll up under social. But it's really about having a positive impact on community, and and we do that in a multitude of ways, and maybe not unlike some of the other local industries as well with our partners. But for us, my personal passion is really in that workforce development, right? That's so
Mm-hmm.
key here when you kind of look at a growing community and what you have to support a growing community such as Statesville, and where we've been and where we're going.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so, being involved with the school system, you kind of do it. It's not necessarily what we plan to do, but as you have a family and you have kids in school and you get engaged and you just kind of get involved, right? And that's
Mm-hmm.
really about it, just getting involved. And so, there's so much opportunity, right? I
Mm-hmm.
mean, the numbers change a little bit. We got a graduating class coming up in Iredell County with all the schools, right? All the high schools, and it's going to be nearly 2,000 students graduating,
Right.
and it's really focused on how many have a university plan, right? Have a
Mm-hmm.
pathway, have a plan, maybe a military plan, but they have a plan, and then how many students that don't have a plan. And it's surprising sometimes just looking at that number with 2,000 students. Well, 1,500 of them are not going. They want to do something, but they're not going to a four-year university.
Mm-hmm.
And so what about that 1,500, that 75%? What are we doing to prepare them for the workforce? And so, the CTE here, Sfatama, the vocational school system that we have here, the product offering and curriculums that we offer here are phenomenal. And just being a part of that so that we are creating the pathways that support local industry, right?
Mm-hmm.
Certainly, selfishly, I have a mission of our own to fill with the types of skill sets that we need here. But every industry here locally could say the same. And so, that's led us into the pre-apprenticeship program. which we're in our second year now, and it went really well last year. Was really proud of the students that was selected and how they performed, and so that's creating that pool for the apprenticeship program that we have, kind of a feeder pool for the apprenticeship program. We've had as many as 11 in that program and continuing to grow that program. That's actually working to grow that nationally or regionally within Bobcat. So really excited about that. We're focused on, the technical type positions that we need to fill that are so hard to come by. And so that's one side of it, workforce development, charitable giving, right? Again, Doosan has been very generous in the budgets they've given us to participate in charitable giving. And there's so many opportunities right here at home. You don't have to look far, right? The need and opportunities that are here. So just so glad to be a part of those things. And who knows what's to come, right? We're driven. We have Doosan Days of Caring where, our employees get out into the community and put hands on. We don't want to just be a financial partner, right? We want to get boots on the ground and be involved in making the improvements, whether it's our equipment and using our equipment, using our hands, our people getting involved in the community. That's what's important to us.
Yeah, what I love about that is you're not only setting an example, but you're paving a way. We've had other industries come to us and ask, how do I get involved in a pre-apprenticeship or an apprenticeship program? So for a organization like yours to just be out there and freely share that information too of what you're doing and how you've gone about it, right? That just gives back to so many of the other industries, our organizations as well. And I love that about Doosan. One of the, beyond the products and services, what is it about Doosan then and your culture that you think attracts or retains the top talent? You said that you're looking for those technical employees. What is it about, or even Statesville, that would bring people here?
Yeah, I think for me, it's about relationships, right? Building relationships, and I tell everyone that we've had obviously a lot of growth, right? What I communicate is there's not a such thing as a perfect, right? We're all striving to be better every day, right? But there's no perfect, right? I don't make all the right decisions. I don't do all the right things, but it's just striving to build relationships, right, as quickly as possible, right? What retains talent is knowing that people do care, right? They have a personal relationship and building that personal relationship, and it's hard, right? I'll be honest, it's hard when you have so many people, right? We're over 900 people, approaching 1,000, and so it is hard. But I've got excellent team members, right, there as well that are working in groups and trying to, build that bond in smaller groups. And so, just day by day, we're not successful every day, right? Some days we move that ball a yard. Some days, it's a half yard. Some days it's an inch. Some days you can't tell that you've moved it at all. But, it's just showing up every day and putting your best foot forward and working toward that. But having an organization that you feel cares about the community, cares about each other, I think those are important things. I mean, you've got to be competitive, right? It goes without saying. You got to be competitively structured in pay, right, and benefits and other things. But there's a lot of pride. There's a lot of pride in the Bobcat brand, right? And I think that matters too, that you're putting a quality product out there that impacts people, and there's a lot of pride behind the product that goes out the door there.
Right. That's awesome. So I will mention Doosan Bobcat is a title sponsor for our leading ladies, and we just came off of our Actualize conference, and it was a day of empowerment for women. We had 150 women that had attended that event, and we had several from Doosan Bobcat. We had 16, as a matter of fact. Tell me about the women in your workforce.
And we only had 16. But we have a lot more than that, right? So we have some powerful, intelligent ladies in this organization that run this organization, right? And keeps the rest of us straight. But I'm so proud of the organization. And And, the opportunities has been created for all of us to grow within an organization. There's a lot of family there, right? And generations of family. We've got multiple. We have 50-plus-year employees there working, right? One just almost at 45 years that just retired. So a lot of history, a lot of years, right? There. In our ladies, right? I can't speak highly enough, and we don't do enough. And I'm so thankful for the platform we've got within the chamber to promote that and the types of positions that are filled there, right? I mean, manufacturing kind of takes on a dirty word sometimes, but it's a factory that's clean, and we work hard on safety every day. But from decaling to running a multi-million-dollar profile grinder to running, general management and sales and marketing and all the different positions, engineering, right? So we've been pushing that in the STEM as well, trying to attract younger talent, young ladies. We're sponsoring a robotics team out of South Iredell that's all young ladies. That's in the works right now. We just got that approved and working with them. I'm so thankful. I mean, I was so impressed by our youth leadership, right? We're sponsoring the Statesville leadership, but the youth leadership that visited a few weeks back, I was so impressed with the talent in that group, right? And one of them came up to me after and asked about this robotics, right? And that's something we work with some of the elementary and middle schools and some of the projects and STEM projects to promote that, because I mean, autonomous equipment and AI technology is where we're going, right?
Yeah.
And so to have that support, but more importantly, is having that representation with the ladies and going into this industry is really exciting for us. I think a lot of opportunity there.
Yeah, I'm excited to learn a little bit more and work with them throughout this year, just with our leading ladies, invite them in to our social events and just learn more. And there's a program within Doosan that is women led. What's the name of that again?
We Grow.
We Grow, that's right. Maybe partner with We Grow in another way and just kind of build that up and support it and share. We want to be able to do that with any of the members in our business. So if there's an organization that's looking for support, the chamber really wants to partner with you. That's one of the things that we always ask too of our members to, what is it that you've experienced by being a chamber member that's helped you in growth or in business? What part of being a part of the chamber has really benefited you, either personally or, within your industry for sure?
Yeah, that's a tough, because there's so many areas, right, that it's impacted. But I would say, I mean, above all, it's really from chamber perspective is connecting people, right? Most of my connections have come through the chamber, right? Just introductions to people, because it's hard. It's not like you leave work, you go home, right? You don't get out. I don't get out much. Maybe others do, but it's hard for me to get out a lot. And it's not my personality, really.
Right.
But it's driven those connections within the local community and connections that you can't put a value on, right? And so many good people, so many good things happening in the community. But really, I would, and those connections lead to relationships, and those relationships, right, build careers, right, and success within your careers, because you can't do it by yourself, right? You need the help of others. But that's probably been one of the greatest things out of this. Not that there's great programs and activities that are being driven and led through the chamber, but connecting people, I think, is one of the most important and most critical pieces of it.
Yeah, and I think that's what you'll find within the programming too. So whether it's Leadership Statesville or it's the youth leadership programming, they come away from that program making connections. And as far as the chamber goes, that's pretty much what we do. We're looking to promote and connect people. So I just want to say thank you, Kevin, for showing up here with us today and sharing a bit about Doosan Bobcat, and we appreciate you.
Yeah, appreciate you. Thanks for having me on today.
Absolutely.